Hello everyone, welcome you all again. Thank you for joining us. My name is Sundar. I'm working as Senior Digital Marketing Manager at Social Beat, and I'm going to host the session for today's webinar. Today we are going to talk about Google Ads. So before going to the session, I would like to introduce you to a panelist and speaker, Ankit Patel, who comes with 7+ years of experience in digital marketing and performance advertising. He is an MBA from NIT Karnataka, and he has been associated with major real estate players like Shobha, Shriram Properties, etc. And welcome, Ankit.
Thank you, Sundar.
So I would like to give an outline about the agenda for this session. So we will be, covering just technical. We will be just covering it. We won't be diving into technical aspects of today's session, but we'll give various use cases on how Google Ads can be used for your brand, how Google Ads plays an important role in our life, and how it is relevant and why we should be capitalizing this channel better. Then we'll be looking into various types of Google Ads, followed by some of the best case practices. In case someone would like to ask some questions or know in detail about the various topics, please feel free to ping us on the chat. We can set up sometime offline to discuss in detail about that. And at the end, we will be taking a few questions from the audience. Just a small note, before we get started, in case if you have any questions during the presentation, please type into the chat box so that we can discuss it during the later part of the session. Now, without further ado, handing over to Ankit Patel.
Thank you, Sundar. Yeah. Okay. Do I have share screen? Just give me a second. Can everybody see the PPT?
Yes.
Yeah, great.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so in today's session, as Sundar said that we'll be covering, there'll be 4 parts to it. Okay, we'll start with how internet uses has impacted our lives and businesses in overall, and what is the contribution on Google from Google. And then we'll go through some of the basic campaign types which Google provides. And then we will discuss some of the best practices which we should be using to optimize our campaigns better. And at the end, we will be taking some questions and we'll try to answer them, right? Yeah. So let's start the session with one simple question, which is what percent of Indians do you think that they have access to internet? And you can just chat your answer so that I can see. Okay, somebody is saying 32%. Somebody is saying Om is saying 50%. Amit saying 55%. And Supraja is saying 42%. Oh, great. Okay, so answer to this is, yeah, many people are very close. Okay, so answer to this is approximately 42% Indians have access to internet. And this is very less, right? And you'll not believe that a few years back, before 2017, before Jio came into the picture, internet penetration in India was around 10%. And from 2016 to 2017, there was a 48% huge increase in the number of users. And after that, India has been growing with in almost in double digits year on year. So there's a lot of opportunity, right? And right now in 2020, we are at 560 million users. And by 2021, we are expected to reach 600 million internet users in India. And that is a huge opportunity for all the businesses and marketers as well, right? And now let's see how the internet usage has been in India. Okay, how people are using it. So you all of us, you must have seen that people are browsing a lot of content on YouTube. The YouTube usage, in, especially in rural areas, is great. Okay, people are creating content, a lot of content on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok. You know, they are creating 15-second and 60-second videos. People are going online searching about things every second for everything pretty much. People want to do something, they go online. They are looking for some travel, they go online and search about it. Even people, if somebody is considering watching a movie, we go online and check, we research about the movie. We don't even want to invest our time without understanding how the reviews has been. Okay, so for pretty much everything we are going online and researching about things. And this presents a lot, this presents a very big opportunities for all the businesses who are there. Okay, like in last few months, the number of searches for ration dukans has increased by 300%. Groceries near me, 500%. People are searching for doctors near me, best movies. You know, all these searches are, people want to learn more now. They are going online, they are searching for things like learn online or data science or machine learning. Okay, people are if they are doing something and they got stuck, they go online and search about it. So pretty much in all the verticals, in all the aspects, the internet uses is increasing day by day. Okay, and that's why it has become a very critical for all the businesses pretty much to come online, to start digital marketing their product and services, to build their brand online. Okay, so and Google has been a leader in it. Okay, like right now the current data says that Google every day receives more than 2 trillion searches, and that is a lot of searches, right? And there are queries which are relevant to different businesses. Okay, so if I am running a furniture shop, okay, and I want to reach out to people who are searching for different kind of office furniture or home furniture, I can just place my ads in front of those relevant queries, right? So now what we'll do is we will go through some of the basic campaigns which Google provides, and we'll try to see, we'll try to overview it a little. Okay, so we'll cover 4 basic campaign types today. Okay, starting from search ads, the text ads which you see on top of your organic results when you are searching something on google.com, and display ads, which you generally find as image ads on when you are reading content on different publishers like Times of India or Money Control. We'll also discuss shopping ads and video ads. So let's start with the search ads. So basically, when we are creating search ads, there are multiple questions which when we need to answer before they go ahead with creating the campaign. Right? The first question is why I should be creating a search campaign, why I should not just create a display campaign. Okay, what is the importance of creating a search campaign? Okay, so every campaign type is associated with its goal. Okay, so for example, my objective is that I want to show my ads in front of relevant searches, and I want people to click on my ad, come to my website or landing page and take a relevant action, whatever I want to take. That action can be you're filling out an inquiry form or signing up for newsletter, or even downloading a brochure, or even making a purchase, right? So if that is my objective, if bringing the traffic to my website and making people take certain action on my website is my goal, then search campaigns are best suited for me. Okay, the relevance with the relevance which you get with search campaigns, you generally don't get with any other campaign type or any other targeting. Why? Because the most relevant person is who is researching about products, because he is planning to make an immediate purchase. Okay, so targeting that person is always better than doing a mass marketing or doing other kind of demographic, very generic kind of targeting. Okay. Now, second question is, if I create search campaigns, where my ads are going to appear? Okay. So answer to this is that if you create a search campaign, it can show in two different verticals. Okay. One is properties which are owned by Google. They are like Google Search or Google Play Store or Google Maps, YouTube even. Okay. So your ads can appear there. And second part is Google Search Partners. Okay. So Google has partnered with a number of smaller search engines or smaller networks who use Google Ads to sell their inventory. So if you are including search partners also in your campaign targeting, then you will be able to showcase your ads apart from Google properties. Okay, that will not be a very big increase, but it will be an incremental improvement in terms of your reach and other metrics. Now, third part is that if I am creating a search campaign and these are the places where my ad will appear. Third is like which format I will be able to communicate my marketing idea or about my brand or products. Okay, so typical ad formats which are with Google search are basically text ads. Typical text ad which you can see on the screen. That is it has a URL, it has a headline, a little descriptions, some site links there, and which obviously if somebody clicks on it, it will take to relevant pages in your website or landing page, right? Okay, next is creating. Okay, somebody is saying that voice is a little low. Okay, can everybody hear me now? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, great. Okay, so so that was a little overview in terms of search campaigns. Okay, now moving forward to display campaigns. So we'll just go through some of these campaigns in in brief. Then we'll discuss about the best practices. Okay, some is so next is display campaigns. So again, we have the same questions with us, that why I should be creating a display campaign. Now, display campaigns primarily help in branding and awareness. Okay, if your primary goal is to create a little awareness about your brand or the products. For example, you are already even if you are already a big brand and you have just launched a new line of products and people are not aware about those products, then you can create a display campaign where you can showcase the images of your products. You can or you can use even a little this animation to showcase the capabilities of your product and services. Okay, so image ads, where do they appear? Image ads basically appear on entire display network. And what is the entire display network? Google Display Network is a network of a lot of websites, and that a lot is approximately 2 million websites which have partnered with Google. Okay, and multiple apps. So all these publisher websites and apps who want to showcase ads on their content to monetize that content is part of display network. So whenever you are selecting Google Display Network, your ads are eligible to showcase in all those websites which have partnered with Google. Okay. Now, second thing is that in which ad format my ads are going to be showcased. Okay. So display ad is a format where you can show image ads. So if you have if your designer has created some awesome image ads in a format of JPEG, or they have created some GIF files, or you want to create a little animation through using HTML5 creatives, all of that is possible with your display ads. Okay, and next, moving on to next one, which is video campaigns. Okay, now video campaigns deliver something which is not possible with for other two ad formats, which we just saw. If you want to tell a story, okay, videos are the best way to tell your story. Let it be a story of your brand or product, right? Now, if I want to announce something, okay, there are multiple ways, there are multiple ad formats, okay, with which video campaigns offer, where you can, opt in those formats to do the announcement, like bumper ads. 6-second bumper ads are there, which you can use to announce the products or the services which you are just launching. Okay, or there are different other ad formats like TrueView for action, which can generate you conversions also. Okay, and the beauty of video campaigns with Google is that you are only charged for the videos which are actually viewed. Okay, so if people are not watching your video, like for example, the one ad which is on the screen, okay, this is an ad format which I can skip within 5 seconds. Okay, if I don't skip the video and I decide to watch it, then only the advertiser is charged. Okay, so with video campaigns, you can ensure that you are paying only for the views which are adding value to your business, right? Okay. Okay, so we have a question which we'll take after the session. Okay. Second is, if I'm creating okay, again, one thing I forgot was that what is the goal? If we have that kind of goal, then we should be creating video campaigns. So again, like with display ads, video campaigns also help us with awareness and branding goals. Okay, but again, in a way more immersive and engaging way, right? So if your campaign objective is to generate awareness of your brand or tell the benefits of your product in detail, I've just created a software and I want to target the right people, and I want to explain the benefits which my software is offering, then it will be good for me to create a 2-3 minute video explaining all the features and how to use it, and run an ad with it, right? Second question is, if I create a video ad where my ad is will be showcased. Okay, so again, video ads are mostly shown on YouTube, which is the primary network or primary property under YouTube network, and these ads are also eligible to show on Google Display Network. Remember, so Google Display Network again was a network of the websites and apps. Okay, so all these websites also are eligible to show your video ads. Okay, now again, talking about the third part, which is ad formats. Okay, so with video ads, there are multiple ad formats which are possible. Again, all of them will be in video because it's a video campaign. Okay. But different formats, and different formats, it's like the optimization and the delivery is also very different. Okay, for example, I just told you that if you want to do an announcement, okay, you go for the bumper ad, 6-second and bumper ad. Okay, and you can do multiple impressions for that, or you can create different messages, and you can ad sequence it. Okay, you can use one bumper ad or second a TrueView ad. Okay, and you can create a communication flow, and you can use that to communicate your brand message. Okay, next campaign which we will discuss is shopping campaign. Okay, now whenever we search for anything, okay, we go online and we search for certain products. Okay, we see that on the sometimes on the top of the organic results, or sometimes, as you can see in the screen, on the right hand side of the organic results, you see these listing ads, product listing ads, right? These are called shopping ads. So basically, shopping ad has one image and the title of the product, and then maybe price and the offer, and one URL which indicates that if you click on this particular ad, this is the website where you are going to end up. Okay, and you can go there. You can register your interest, or you can purchase that particular product like that. Okay, so again, coming back to what should be the goal if to run my shopping ads. Okay, so if your goal is again to bring more traffic to your website, you want to generate conversion in terms of sales, or even if you want to generate leads. Okay, you want people to come to your website, see the product, go through the product, and place an order by giving them the details. Okay, they're not doing the transaction there. Okay, but they are just registering the interest and giving away their details so that you can convert those leads offline also. Okay, so if you have goals like traffic, conversions, and lead gen, you can use shopping ads. Now, again, shopping ads, where they can appear is when you are searching online, Google search. Okay, so Google search is again one platform where shopping ads appear. If you go to shopping tab, okay, Google shopping ads are eligible to appear there also. Okay, recently Google has extended shopping ads to image search as well. Okay, so if you go to Google Images and you search for any images of certain products, Google will recommend you certain products on the top row, which will be sponsored. They'll be labeled as ad. Okay, and these are the ads basically which you can create using shopping campaigns. Okay, I already told you that what is the ad format which is available. So this is the only ad format which is available with shopping ad. Okay, it's a product listing ad. Okay, so we discussed about some of the campaign types. Okay, some of the basic campaign types, and in next part we will discuss about some of the best practices which we should be using to optimize our campaigns better. Okay, now there are a lot of ways you can optimize your campaigns better, but we are trying to cover few of the best practices. Okay, which are very basic to and they can be applied to all most of the businesses, right? So let's start. Okay, so first step, which is my favorite, okay, is a structure of your ad account. Okay, now when we start creating campaigns, okay, we create one campaign, then slowly in a couple of months we have 50-60 campaigns running. Okay, depends upon again upon the scale of your business. But if you have multiple products and you are creating multiple campaigns, it's highly possible that you'll be creating a lot of campaigns, right? Now, first thing is understanding how your campaigns, ad groups, and targeting, ad groups, keywords, and your ads are placed in your account. Okay, to start with, Google Ad account is it is an overall thing. Then under your ad account, you have campaigns. You can create different campaigns in the same ad account. Okay, and under each campaign, you can create different ad groups. Okay, and with every ad group is a container of keywords and ads. Now, there are some settings which like the campaign type. Okay, or the schedule of the delivery. Okay, now time schedule, right? These are few other settings which you can decide at campaign level. There are some other settings which you decide at the ad group level. So that's why it's very important to understand that the hierarchy should be like that your targeting should not duplicate. Okay, you should not be targeting two locations with the same product from two different campaigns. Okay, now at the ad group level, you have in one ad group, basically you have certain keywords. Okay, it's advisable to use like you can use any number of keywords, but again 5 to 10 keywords per ad group is recommended. Okay, again, it's very important that all the keywords within one ad group should have the same theme. Okay, and the ad which you are using in the particular ad group should be only for those particular keywords. You do not use generic ads for, and do not have multiple, different type of keywords in the same ad group. Because why? Because if you are doing that, then your ad will be showcased for a different keyword which is not relevant to that particular ad. Okay, and that in long term is going to affect your quality score, and then again the amount which you have to bid to enter the first page, or get that a good ad rank there. Correct. So that's why keeping your ads relevant to your keywords is very important. Okay, and again there are a few mistakes which people do is sometimes people use the same keywords in multiple campaigns. Okay, avoid that. Okay, always ensure that all the campaigns which you are running in your account should have unique targeting, unique ad targeting. Your campaigns should not compete with each other, because that way you'll be losing on valuable impressions, and most likely your bid is going to get higher. Okay. Next, which we'll discuss is selecting the right goal and the right campaign. Okay. So first step which we get when we decide to create a campaign on Google, okay, is select your goal. Okay. Now, even when you are marketing, as a marketer also, you should be very specific about the goals before you decide on your targeting or the communication, or or the audiences. Okay, so here Google provides you multiple goals. Okay, like which basically caters to entire your purchase funnel. So if I am a brand which is not that well known, and I want to create brand. My goal is brand awareness. Okay, I should be selecting brand awareness and reach. Okay, and if I and this also works in a flow. Okay, if I am a business which is well established, and I am launching a project. Okay, then it's very much recommended that I should follow the awareness, the consideration, and then final conversion. Okay, do not start conversion ads directly and targeting new audiences, people who are not aware about your product. You should not directly try to convert them, because that way maybe you will be getting clicks, but converting those people will your conversion rates are going to be pretty bad. Okay, and that way you will be losing a lot of money in terms of, because most of the inventory which is bought on Google is on cost per click basis. Okay, so we have the overall objective of a digital marketer is to optimize your conversion rate, right? If my conversion rate is healthy, then my cost per conversion is going to come down. Okay, so all those things. So again, coming back to goals, if my goal is to create brand awareness or awareness about my product, my goal should be brand awareness and reach. Second, if I want people who are already aware about my brand, now I want them to know more about my product or services I am offering. Okay, then product and brand consideration should be my goal. Okay, if I want people to see my ad, come to my website traffic is your goal, right? If I want people to come to my website and fill out an inquiry form, I should be selecting leads as my campaign objective. If I want them to purchase something on my website, you have sales. And if I am in a business which is which has an app, which is an app-based business like Amazon, Myntra, these guys, then app promotion is a campaign which is a goal which I should follow. Okay. Next, now how it works in Google is the goal which you select decides that which campaign type will be suggested by Google to you. Okay. Now, if I select brand consideration as a goal, I will get like I told you, right, display and video. These will be the two suggestions from Google to me. Okay. If I select leads, then I will be probably getting display campaigns, video campaigns, search campaigns, maybe discovery campaigns. Okay, so your goal decides that which type of campaign you should be running. Okay, so coming to next one. Okay, now you understand, okay, how to structure your account. Now you understand that how you should be, what kind of goal you should select, and what kind of campaign you should create. You've created the campaign. Now your campaign started delivering. Okay, now campaign started delivering, and you are spending money. Now you want to, now you're confused in terms of which are the right metrics which I should be tracking. Okay, how will I get to know that my campaigns is going well or not? Okay, so every campaign type or every objective has its own KPIs. Okay, like for example, if I am my goal is to get conversions. Okay, then maybe number of impressions is not that important for me. Okay, maybe I will be focusing more on the number of conversion, the cost per conversion, and the conversion rate. Okay, if my goal is to get is branding awareness, and I'm running a video campaign there. Okay, maybe I should be focusing on more reach, more impressions, number of views, and view rate, and the amount of time people watch my video. Okay, so for every goal, you have different KPIs which you should be following, and you need to set the benchmarks for those KPIs, track it on daily basis or weekly basis, and that way you will be able to understand that which what is the health of your campaigns right now. Correct? Okay. Now moving on to next is making use of smart bidding. Okay. Now there are, in like last 5-6 years, what I've seen is that Google is going because the number of signals and the number of factors which affect your bidding and bidding quality score and ad rank, which are the key factors when it comes to ranking your ad. Okay, so there are a lot of factors which affect. Okay, earlier we used to use manual CPC. Okay, we used to decide that what should be my maximum cost per click, and basis on ad we used to run our ads. We used to review it on a daily basis that, okay, if I have set 20 rupees as a CPC, what is the CPC I'm getting, and all those things. And it was very manual, right, that time, because that time, again, there were not as many factors, and the technology was also not that advanced. Okay, but slowly, what happened? Google started automating certain things. Google started giving you control in terms of leaving certain things to Google. Okay, and giving a little freedom to Google, which Google can use to suggest you the right auction, the right bid. Okay, so Google came up with bid adjustment. Now bid adjustments for basically that you can, if you think that basis on the device. Okay, like if I analyzed my campaigns and figured out that most of my conversion rate from mobile devices is very high. Okay, what I will do is I will set a bid adjustment, maybe positive bid adjustment of whatever 20-30%. Okay, I can I'm telling Google that if there is a likelihood of conversion, then please increase my bid by maximum by 30%. Okay, similarly for location. Okay, if I have a business, okay, and if I have a business and I get to know that people from certain locations are more likely to purchase from me, or the cost per conversion is lower from certain locations. Okay, so basically whatever my goal is, if I am able to accomplish that goal from certain locations or devices or time of the day, all these things, right, then I will make a little adjustment in terms of that I will give a little liberty to Google that Google can reduce or increase my bid, whatever maximum CPC I have set by certain percentage. Okay, if there is a likelihood of conversion. Now, the more advanced part of it is smart bidding. Okay, so if you want to optimize your campaigns basis on some approximately, last I counted, like some 8 or 9 like factors which bid adjustment provides. Okay, then bid adjustment is your way to go. Okay, or there'll be a lot of manual intervention from your end, but again you will have more control, okay, in terms of cost per click and all those things. But if your goal is performance, okay, only performance, okay, then smart bidding will help you a lot. Okay, so basically smart bidding is a range of basically it uses a range of signals, okay, which are some 18-20 signals which are available with smart bidding. Okay, you can basically Google can optimize your bid basis on the operating system the user is operating on, or the app he's interested or is coming from, or browser is using, or ad which ad creative is working well for you, or the actual query, the search query the person has typed on Google, or all these things. Okay, so there are more factors which Google can consider when it comes to smart bidding, and if you are going ahead with it, okay, you will be able to use all of them. Now, smart bidding leverages basically Google's machine learning. Basically, Google, in the beginning, I told you that there are trillions of searches which are happening on Google every day. Okay, now these searches give a lot of data to Google. Google uses all that data to figure out the intent of that particular user. If that person has been searching about certain products, Google knows that this person is interested in buying that particular product. And if you are marketing a product which is similar to that, Google will automatically change your bid basis on the actual search query, which I said, right? Okay, so last part which we'll cover is, okay, last part which we will cover is the right targeting and right communication. Okay, so one of the biggest part, the most important part in while creating Google ads or any other ads actually for that matter is setting the right targeting and the communication. Okay, Google provides a range of targeting options. Okay, basically targeting is based on all those factors you can target your audiences. Okay, now if you are running search campaigns, okay, you will be targeting basis on the keywords. Okay, how those keywords are basically related to the search query which the person is typing on Google search box, right? Okay, and if you are running a display and video campaigns, Google also provides you other targeting options, okay, which can be categorized mostly into, it's some of the targeting is people specific, okay, some of the targeting is content specific. So people specific targeting is basically basis on the interest and behavior these users have shown across Google properties. Okay, and Google has put them into certain buckets. Okay, so these targeting options are like you can target people basis on their long-term interest. Okay, you can target people basis on their short-term interest, like people who are actively researching about certain things. You can target basis on those things also. So again, there are a lot of categories and the terminology who are which are used to figure out that which targeting options I should be using. Like for example, people with when we are targeting people basis on their long-term interest, the targeting is called those audiences are called affinity audiences. Or when we are targeting people basis on their short-term interest. It's called in-market audiences. Okay, then again you can learn all those things in detail, maybe in further session or somewhere. Okay, third kind of targeting which we always use is remarketing. Okay, so again the thing is that we bring a lot of traffic. Okay, and all these like there's a lot of organic traffic is coming to your website. Now you're running search campaigns. Okay, a lot of traffic is coming from there. You are paying very high cost per click there. Okay, so all this valuable traffic, if people are coming to your website and they are not converting, okay, you can target them through retargeting ads, remarketing ads, right? So that is again remarketing audiences. Okay, next one will be if you already have a certain database. Okay, you have been in the business for last 6 years, 7 years. Okay, and you have accumulated a good amount of data. Now you want to earlier what we used to do, we used to do send them emails or SMS. Okay, now those kind of things don't work in that kind of scale. Okay, so you can use that entire data, those email IDs and phone numbers, to retarget those people on Google Display Network, or there you can create remarketing for search ads. Okay, remarketing list for search ads, and you can leverage it with search campaigns. So again, figuring out the right targeting is very important. Okay, there are a lot of targeting options which can be researched in detail. Okay, and you can figure out how to use them and when to use them. Okay, the second part is right communication. Okay, and there have been a lot of changes in terms of how you can communicate the message, right? So as I told you, right, with text ads, there are typical text ads with one headline, and every time whenever you want to write an ad, you have to create different combinations yourself. Okay, so that is your standard ads. Okay, Google also provides responsive ads. Okay, where you can basically feed in multiple inputs from your end, like you can give multiple headlines, multiple descriptions, multiple images, videos, all these things. Again, depends on which network or which campaign type you are using. So you can feed in the raw data to Google. Okay, all the communication, and Google will try to create multiple different combinations, and they will test it, and they will present the right ad in front of the right audience. Okay, so again, creating the right communication and using some automated strategies from Google is very crucial when you are creating your communication strategy. So these were all the things basically which we were discussing. Now, if like, I think you guys we have already, okay, it's been time. Okay, next. So basically the thing is here that there are a lot of things in Google. Google is very vast. Okay, in terms of the targeting strategies it has, the reporting tools it has, a lot of different bidding strategies. There are a lot to learn there. Okay, and with keeping all of that in mind, we also, with our DigiGrad, what we have done, we have curated multiple courses to which can interest to people who are just beginning their digital marketing journey, and and for also those for people who have been in other verticals of marketing, like they've been handling ATL, BTL, they've been in print. Okay, now they want to explore some things on digital. We have courses for them. We also have courses for the people who are already familiar with digital marketing, but now they want to enhance their knowledge. So we have multiple courses there. So I'll just show you some of the courses which we provide there. Sundar, do you want to take it ahead?
Yes, thanks, Ankit. So So first of all, like I would like to take a few seconds of everyone's time to tell about DigiGrad. So DigiGrad is an initiative of Social Beat with an aim to train professionals and help them upskill with digital marketing skills. So currently we have a planned a 3-hour masterclass program to introduce you to digital marketing, where you will all be learning about what is digital marketing and what are the recent trends and how digital can be used across businesses. So you will also get a certificate at the end of the course. So as an intro offer, like we'll be offering the course at 80% discount for just 999. In case you are interested, we will share the link here in the chat box, and you can leave your chat details with us. And we will be getting in touch with you shortly on that.
Yeah, and we have one more course, which is an online course. We pretty much have. It is an expert level course. Basically, we will go through. We'll take you through all the key channels which where we advertise, like Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, TikTok ads, all these ad formats, all advertising networks. And we will also tell you how to create the right media plan, how you execute, and what are the best practices there. We'll give you some assignments. Okay, so it's a pretty interesting course. You can, Sundar will be sharing some of the links. You can check them out. Okay, and register for the course. Okay. Now I think Sundar, we can take some of the questions, right? At the end.
Yes, question and answer session. Yes. And thank you so much, Ankit, for your interesting session on a detailed insight on what is Google and what all Google ads are available and how it can help businesses.
Sure.
Now, from the chat section, like there are quite a lot of questions which have come up. So we'll go one by one. The first one is Om Chabria has asked, like, blog is used for creating ads. I guess like you saw one of the ad screenshot of DigiGrad where we show where it was like blog was mentioned. So basically that is a site link extension. So whatever sections of the website, in case if you want, we can actually direct them to that, and then we can provide more information about it. So that is why you were able to see that blog section. But other than that, like nothing else. Chapriya. Also, there's a question from Vimal Khatri. He tried Google Ads, but poor quality leads came, it seems. So he's asking us whether we can suggest to still run display campaigns.
Yeah, so basically with display ads, it happens. So basically, the biggest problem with display ads is the scale. Okay, so whenever we are creating display ads, our ads will be showcased in multiple websites. Like every day, you will be getting 500, 1,000 placements where your ads are showing. Okay, so there are multiple things which you should always remember. Okay, one, you have to targeting. When you are deciding on the targeting, keep it very specific to your audiences. Businesses, your business or the product which you are offering. Ensure that your targeting complements your product. Okay, do not target irrelevant people there. Second part, if your targeting is sorted, I suggest you to go through the placement report. Okay, have a look at where your ads are running. Okay, and you will figure out that there are certain placements which are bringing you the junk leads or low quality leads. Try to exclude them. Okay. Third thing which you can do is in the landing page itself. If you are running display ads, there's a huge chance that these are not the people who are searching, right? As we saw in the case of search ads. Now these are the people who are maybe slightly interested in your product. Okay, so when in landing page, try giving more information about the product and the services. Okay, what is the cost of your product, what are the benefits of your product, and what are the things which they can expect. Okay, and last thing, if still there's a little you're not satisfied with the quality and you're getting a lot of phone numbers which are not reachable, or people are saying that, claiming that they have not even inquired. Okay, you can also try putting a OTP there, or some kind of verification, so that you can verify if people are giving you the right details or not. Right, Sundar?
Yes, thanks, Ankit. Yes. So adding to that, in case after trying everything else and still if you feel that the quality is really not improving, maybe what you can do is like we can create like lookalike or add customer match. So all the good quality leads and the bad quality leads, maybe like you can upload it to the customer database as a customer match, and then once retargeting similar audiences are available, maybe that option also can be explored. And also you can actually go to the landing page. You can also create audiences for spending more than a few minutes or a few seconds based on like how the behavior on the website is. And based on that, like if enough audiences are available, maybe you can do retargeting, and also like similar to that audiences also will be option that can be explored. And also there is something called discovery campaigns. So it is also similar to display ads, where like a banner ads or a carousel of ads will be shown on YouTube home feed, and then Google search app, and on YouTube. So that is also something which can be explored. So since it is like owned property of Google, so quality also will be like comparatively better, and highest premium inventory is what guaranteed. And also additionally, there's something called custom intent audiences. So Google actually provides an option to create that based on the top converting keyword searches for you. So by providing those, Google will get insight of this is the kind of audiences who's required. So based on that, an audience will be built and we can go after them.
Correct.
Yeah. And next question from Razia Sultana is like, what is CTR and how is it calculated? So CTR is basically clicks by, as I mentioned here, CTR is nothing but clicks by impressions to 100. So that is going to give you like what is the value of the CTR. So why do we need the CTR, and how is it beneficial for the businesses? Because it will help us in understanding how well your whatever ads you're running and whatever communication you are trying to connect with your TG. Is it like getting connected? Is it like convincing them or not? So if they feel that they're not interested, that means like maybe the audience is like wrong audience has been targeted, or your audience is not connecting with your messaging or connecting the brand properly. So there are two things what you can do is, one is make sure that your brand awareness is better, work on improving the brand awareness. Second is like trying to experiment with multiple creatives and ad copies and different communication. So that might help you understand what kind of communication actually helps you in connecting well with your TG. Hope that answers your question, Razia. Next is a question from Avinash. Can you have a short video campaigns with CTR for shopping ads as well? So as I was explaining earlier, like there is something called shopping ads on YouTube. So when you use like product and brand consideration as an objective, and if you use like YouTube, then you should be able to create something called YouTube for shopping ads. In that you can list, you can upload whatever video you want to run ads for, and select all that about 10 products, whatever products, so 10 products, whatever you want to advertise for, and it will apply. It will show at the bottom as a carousel ad format, like multiple, like how ordinary shopping ad shows, like products will be listed out, and whenever someone clicks, they will be taken to the landing page. So that is something can be explored. And also there is a follow-up question from Avinash as well. So sure, also will it be possible to run short video ads for search? Could you please explain more about this, Avinash? And there is a question on how to increase the conversion rate and what is a good conversion rate. Okay. So conversion rate, it depends on like industry to industry, and there is no like fixed conversion rate, like this is the only number available. So there are certain industries which have like 3% conversion rate. There are certain industries which can also have like about 6 to 7% also. So it all depends on industry to industry. There is no fixed conversion rate number available, but there are some industry-wide benchmarks which has been established by WordStream and others. Maybe like we could share that link with you so that it will help you to understand better, Amit. And when it comes to the question about how to increase the conversion rate, so basically like what we have to see is like there are two basic things which we have to consider. One is who you are going after. Are they relevant to your business? Are they aware of about your brand or your product, and how well your brand or the product is compared to competitors? So that is something extremely important for you to consider. And second one is like, what is that you're communicating to them? So targeting is only one thing. So not like all the advertisers across the globe has the same targeting options available, right? But how are you going to communicate? No, how are you going to influence and influence them? So that is something very important. So we have to see, we have to test with multiple, like creative and multiple communication. We have to we have to optimize the landing pages. We have to see like what is the conversion. Like we can use like heat map to understand like where people are going, where they're dropping off. Maybe we could we've noticed from the readings and improve the performance of the landing page, make changes to the landing page. So you won't even believe that by changing the color of the CTA, increases the conversion rate significantly. Even like small change as simple as like changing the color of the submit button or CTA button. Even the landing page speed, like user friendliness, user experience is extremely important. So if you can actually work on those aspects, definitely you should be able to get better conversion rates, Amit. And that's a question from Alexander Fernando. I am an advertiser of health insurance. Would Google Ads be helpful in getting me conversions or orders? Okay. So answering your question, Alexander, definitely health insurance is something, like all the top brands are, using Google majorly for. Even, compared to Facebook, Google is the only channel which, majority of the budget chunk is going to go into when it comes to performance advertising. Even if you go to Google and search for, like a health insurance online or health insurance or something, like medical insurance, you'll be able to see like lots of 4 ads at the top and 3 ads at the bottom coming up. And search is, because it has the highest intent, definitely you will be able to get like good qualified leads out of it. So when it comes to health insurance, I would suggest like put majority of the budgets towards search campaign, followed by some of the budgets on display and experiment with various, landing page for like high quality, like converting landing pages, etc. So that might help you out. So Vipishana. So Vipishana, Ankit, she has a question for you. Mm-hmm. For live events, which Google ad would you suggest, search or display?
For live events, okay. So basically, this is one of the targeting which Google display provides, right? Okay, and here you can target basis on the, if somebody is getting graduated or starting some business or retiring soon or any of those things. So you can create a display campaign basis on the live stage which they are in, and you can showcase your product and services. So I'll say display campaigns we can run, right?
Yeah. So next question is, Om Chabria is asking to explain more about smart bidding. Okay, so when it comes to smart bidding, Google has nearly like 1 billion logged in users, right? So by having like such a like massive number of logged in, people go and like use Google search to like search for whatever they want. Every now and then, whatever someone wants to know from the internet, there is only one place people go after, right? Google search or YouTube. In both the places, like majority of the users are assigned in. Or also like majority of the users are using mobile phone, right, for searching. Also because you're logged into Play Store, majority of your whatever you search for, the behavior, intent, everything is being recorded with the help of cookies. So based on that, Google categorizes into multiple buckets, multiple audience buckets, and also like it will be like also recording about 70 million plus intent signals, it seems. So based on all the intent signals, Google categorizes and know that this is what the advertiser is looking for, and this is the audience he or she is present in this particular place. So the right time, Google will try to show ads only to them, or try to find more and more converting audiences. That is how like smart bidding helps us in like achieving our goals. That is why it is extremely important to explore more of smart bidding. And if you have further questions, maybe we can take it up offline and discuss, Om Chabria. Next is the clarification from Avinash. Basically, like what I'm asking is whether we can run short GIF or short video ads through search. No, that is not possible, Avinash. So you have to run GIF ads is only possible on GIF ads, or video ads are possible on display or YouTube, not on search. Okay. Next is from Avinash. Okay. Okay, next question from Avinash is like, for example, like if someone searches for a face cream or a chocolate, I can show a short video for like 5 seconds leading to a CTA. Is that possible? So through as I was explaining earlier, like maybe you can like run ads by creating some audience called custom intent, where someone is looking extensively related to face cream and like various types of queries related to face cream. So with that, definitely you should be able to tap onto someone who is actively looking for information face cream and show your ads, Avinash. That is possible. So what should be the better bidding strategy? From Amit, is it like manual CPC or target CPA? So that is also an interesting and very good question. So when we start off, always we have to make sure that it should be either manual clicks or manual CPC or maximize clicks. Manual CPC with enhanced CPA, enhanced CPC and maximize clicks is something that is what we have to explore. Target, and then like with few conversions, you can move it to maximize conversions, and from maximize conversions, you can move it to target CPA. That should be the ideal progress of bidding strategy, like how we have to explore. Thank you so much, everyone. So if you have like further questions, please do reach out to us on info@digigrad.in, and also request you to please provide your feedback in the form provided. So that will help us with like future webinars can be planned out.
Okay, great. Thank you, everybody.
Great. Thanks all. Like we appreciate you being here and also sharing your feedback. Thanks again for joining us today, and we will be seeing you next time.